Hi, Piano Lab families. We have had some recent requests for ideas on how to better support students at home with their preparation for class, and what a great thing to hear from our families. So I wanted to go over in a little more detail exactly what your students are learning at Piano Lab in the earlier stages, in what order, and how they can best be reinforcing their new knowledge and skills at home. So the first thing that any student is exposed to at Piano Lab is basic rhythms. So I'm gonna hold this up. Basic rhythms: quarter note, half note, dotted half note, eighth note, and whole note. Your parents may not know what those are, but it's in the first page of the book. It tells you how long each of those rhythms should last. One beat, 1, 2, 2 beats, 1, 2, 3, 3 beats. The kids are learning to clap those. So when they have their first song come home, the best thing for them to do is to clap it, to clap and count out loud. So if it is a quarter note, eighth note pair, walk, walk, running. Just clap it. That's it. And make sure that they're really learning those rhythms. That's layer number 1. Layer number 2 is the notes on the keyboard. So on the keyboard, we first talk to them about the low end, which is to the left, the high end, which is to the right, and the groups of black notes. They are grouped in 2s and 3s. And then we talk about the white notes that surround the group of 2 black keys. On the low end, you have middle C. In the middle, you have D. And to the right, you have E. C, D, and E. And so in class, I will call those letters out at random, and they have to play them until they have mastered what they look like. So C, E, play, D, play, E, play, C, play. And you might have to go slowly at first if you're drilling them at home, because they might keep mixing up the C and the E, interchanging the high end versus the low end. But we just drill those over and over and over, and then they learn their pre-staff songs. Their pre-staff songs are songs that don't have lines and spaces, but that use, for example, 3 notes on the piano, C, D, and E. So their first batch of songs are their pre-staff songs. So they're gonna clap those songs, they're gonna play them on the piano really, really slowly with a metronome. A metronome is, you can get a metronome app that just ticks at you at different tempos. So you can set it nice and slow at 50, 55, but then each day that the student practices, crank it up a little bit more. The goal for every song is to be able to play it at 100 on the metronome. So if you hear them practicing, but they're playing the song either really, really slowly, or they're kind of slowing down and speeding up and slowing down and speeding up, then have them use the metronome, and if a single click sneaks by them, then they have a little work to do in that area, because that area is a trouble spot. So the C, D, and E pre-staff songs, again, clapping the basic rhythms, drilling the 3 notes, and then playing the songs with the metronome. Then we add the white notes that surround a group of 3 blacks. So that's going on this page. We've got the F is at the low end, B is at the high end, and in the middle we have G and A. So again, drilling nice and slow. Everybody play an F, play a B, play a G, play an A, until those notes are recognizable. They don't have to count up using their alphabet. They recognize those notes. Then you do the note calling out drill using C, D, and E, and F, G, A, and B, the whole gamut. Now that might take a few weeks before they're able to do that fluidly, but that's what comes next. Some of your students are well beyond that. This video is kind of for everybody. Then we have pre-staff songs that use those 4 new notes, F, G, A, and B. And then, as I mentioned, we'll have some pre-staff songs that use all of the notes. Then finally, we move on to the staff, okay? Now, when we go on the staff, we at Piano Lab use the Mayr-Cole method. We're gonna learn a couple of notes at a time. First, we're only gonna be worried about middle C, okay? So this can be a good time. So this entire song is made up of middle C. So this is a good time for the student to be making sure they've mastered their keyboard geography. They cannot be gaining on the staff, learning new notes every week on the staff if they're still struggling to find E on the piano, or if they're having to hesitate